It's possible to retire rich investing in leveraged ETFs. You should only use leverage if you understand leverage investing and are comfortable with it. You should also be aware that leverage investing will amplify your gains, but amplify your losses as well. It's worth noting that leveraged ETFs are reset every day, which means the fund only provides the stated percentage return relative to the underlying index daily, not necessarily over time. Because of this, volatility of the index can eat away at gains. This is known as volatility decay or beta slippage. The fear of volatility decay is the boogeyman that financial bloggers and analysts use ad nauseum to explain why leveraged ETFs are indisputably unsuitable as long-term investments. While it's crucial to comprehend the risks of leverage and the nature of volatility decay, this inherent compounding also works in the opposite direction. If the underlying index has good momentum and is rising steadily, volatility decay will work in your favor. That is what's called being path-dependent. Therefore, UPRO, the 3x leveraged S&P 500 ETF, has outperformed the index since inception by over 8 times, rather than the daily proposed 3x leverage ratio in its prospectus. That's not the only surprise. Since its inception, the 3x leveraged NASDAQ 100 ETF TQQQ has beaten the index by more than 12 times its stated leverage ratio. The book Lifecycle Investing, written by 2 Yale professors, went so far as to recommend that investors not only diversify across assets but also across time, using leverage early in one's investing career to reducing risk near retirement. There are many ways to become rich. We all have a different definition of what the word means and how it relates to our lives. The most common way is through saving money, investing wisely, and letting compound interest do its work for you over time. This is an excellent method that has proven successful for more than a century if not longer. However, due to recent changes in the economy as well as a lack of financial literacy among those who need it most, the American public, some people find themselves looking for alternative methods of making money fast without risk or high-risk investments, which could prove disastrous if they don't turn out as planned. One such alternative is leveraged ETFs. There are many leveraged ETFs to pick from, but we like to focus on those with the greatest long-term growth potential, broad diversification, lower costs, and less risk. Another essential aspect to consider when selecting leveraged ETFs is liquidity. Low-volume leveraged ETFs are frequently at risk of closure, and most investors don't hold them for a long period, so it leaves us with fewer choices. Commodity markets are one possibility. However, they are extremely risky and unpredictable, which is why ETFs based on them are out of the question. Investing in industry or sector-specific ETFs is also a higher risk strategy since they aren't well diversified, so we'll avoid them as well. That leaves us with ETFs that track broad market indices, such as the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100, which have shown to be very effective investment vehicles for achieving financial success in the past. As a result, they'll be the leveraged index funds that we'll use to invest in. We'll choose leveraged ETFs that track the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 and satisfy our defined criteria of long-term growth potential, broad diversification, reduced costs, lots of liquidity, and overall lower risk than the alternatives we discussed. We'll cover those now. Several leveraged ETFs track the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, but only some of them meet all of our criteria. The direction S&P 500 Bull 3X shares, NYSE symbol SPXL, is one of those ETFs. It's an ultra-bullish position since each share is designed to return 3 times the daily performance on a percentage basis of the S&P 500. There are 2 more triple-leveraged index ETFs from ProShares that may be used in our approach as well. The ProShares Ultra Pro S&P 500 NYSE symbol UPRO is one with a well-diversified and low-cost option that is almost identical to the direction S&P 500 Bull 3X shares. They both triple the daily performance of the index, which means if the index rises by 1%, these funds will rise by 3%. ProShares also offers a triple-leveraged ETF that tracks the NASDAQ 100. It's called the ProShares Ultra Pro QQQ, NYSE symbol TQQQ. Again, if the index rises by 1%, this fund will rise by 3%. Another alternative to consider is double-leveraged ETFs that track the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100. They too are great choices, so they're another option to consider. The ProShares Ultra S&P 500 Bull 2X, NYSE symbol SSO, and the ProShares Ultra QQQ NASDAQ 100 Bull 2X, NYSE symbol QLD, are two double-leveraged ETFs that match our criteria. They both outpace the index by a factor of 2 each day, implying that if the index rises by 1%, these funds will rise by 2% and vice versa if it falls. One thing is certain: leverage can give you significant returns but also greater risk than non-leveraged index ETFs, so it's up to you to make your own informed decision. Choose wisely. Now, let's have a look at some simple strategies for utilizing leveraged index ETFs that anybody can follow. The tried-and-true buy and hold technique is the first investing strategy we'll look at utilizing leveraged index ETFs. For all methods described, the double-leveraged SSO, triple-leveraged UPRO, triple-leveraged TQQQ, and double-leveraged QLD will be used as possible assets to invest in. These leveraged index ETFs we selected are the best available that fulfill our criteria. It's usually a good idea to stick with one of the S&P 500 leveraged ETFs. They offer more diversification than the NASDAQ 100 ETF alternatives. However, one or a combination of both can also be effective. It's entirely up to you. When utilizing any of these techniques, the first thing to bear in mind is your risk tolerance. Any of these leveraged index ETFs might potentially wipe out your entire investment under the right market conditions, especially the triple-levered ETFs, which makes these very high-risk investments for any investor. However, the simplest technique to practice buy and hold investing with leveraged ETFs is to buy one of the double or triple leveraged ETFs we discussed and keep it until retirement or a later date you predetermined. This is the riskiest technique of the lot, and you should expect to see an 80% to 99% drawdown in the future, depending on which leveraged index ETF you pick. This method is extremely high risk and not for the faint of heart, but if one were to invest a tiny percentage in this approach, it might become a big winner without jeopardizing everything, with some limitations that we'll get into later. If you buy and hold one of these double or triple leveraged ETFs for a longer period, you may make money right away, or if your timing isn't ideal, find yourself waiting a long time to get back to break even on your investment. It's no picnic in the park, but there are ways to reduce the risk of investing in leveraged index fund ETFs, making them more appealing and profitable. We'll talk about it more later. The second investment technique we'll look at employs a regime switching approach to alert us when to be invested and not to be. This is called a risk-on, risk-off strategy. It's simple to put in place, reducing risk while also improving return. The way it works is simple. When the leveraged index ETF monthly closing price is above its 10-month simple moving average, buy and hold it. If the monthly closing price is lower than its 10-month simple moving average, close the position and go to cash. It's that easy. I should mention, however, that there are alternative assets that may be substituted for cash as the risk-off asset to help improve results, but we won't go into specifics about them here. But even with this approach, there's still a wide range of potential outcomes based on how long you hold each position, which we'll discuss next. Looking at this example, the regime switching strategy has transformed a losing buy and hold strategy into a winner while reducing the drawdown. By investing in 3 times leveraged ETF TQQQ, the total return would be nearly 13 times that of the underlying NASDAQ 100 non-leveraged ETF QQQ. So, by using this one simple method, we turned a losing triple-leveraged buy and hold strategy into a huge winner. The biggest drawback is that the technique has a gut-wrenching 79% drawdown, which would make most investors skulk away in horror. We were nevertheless able to bring down the drawdown from 99% to 79%, which is a step in the right direction. You can see the results are similar when using the double-leveraged ETF QLD. The total return is 4 times that of the underlying QQQ, but less than the triple-leveraged TQQQ example that returned 13 times. However, it demonstrates the superior returns for both leveraged ETFs over the buy and hold method of investing. The drawdown of 61% is still high, and likely a deterrent for most. However, for those that have a higher tolerance for risk, this technique may be more appealing. So, now that we've seen a few methods for using leveraged index fund ETFs to invest, how can we minimize risk further with these approaches? There are several ways to reduce risk while investing in leveraged index ETFs. From complex to simple, there are many options. We'll go through 2 of the simplest methods for reducing risk now. The first is a technique you've undoubtedly heard of before, but it's quite effective. It's known as dollar cost averaging. Not only does it reduce risk, but it also boosts return. This may be done by simply adding an equal amount of money weekly, monthly, or annually to your investment portfolio and using it with one of the methods we discuss. If you do this, you'll be improving your cost basis over time while also enhancing the likelihood of obtaining greater long-term returns. This helps to minimize the risk in your portfolio. However, even if you invest in a triple leveraged index ETF using dollar cost averaging, you will still experience significant drawdowns, so proceed with caution. Triple leveraged ETFs are highly volatile, and most investors can't handle the massive drawdowns. That is why double leveraged index fund ETFs are more popular. The higher return potential, combined with a lower risk of ruin, means the possibility of becoming rich is increased. In this example, if you just dollar cost average the regime switching strategy by adding $500 per month to it, your overall results would have improved and your risk would have been reduced. The buy and hold approach, on the other hand, would have outperformed this technique, but with a very considerable drawdown that would scare nearly anybody with a functioning brain. The second approach to minimize risk when investing in leveraged index fund ETFs is to limit your exposure to them. You may do this by putting a small amount of your total portfolio in one or two of these leveraged ETFs. It's up to you and your risk tolerance, but many people prefer to put only 10% of their money or less into one of these high-risk investment techniques. Remember, the more percentage of your money you put into these leveraged index fund ETFs, the greater the risk you are taking, which might result in enormous drawdowns. Caveat emptor. You can see that some triple and double leveraged ETFs are very good at what they do and work quite well in some circumstances, but they're certainly not for everyone. Read the prospectus fine print carefully before investing in any of these instruments. Good luck. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.